legs today. We've done 2 leg sessions so far. Yeah, they've been pretty deadly, so I have a little bit of anxiety right now, but it'll be fun.
Good. Yeah, so for us, we're gonna do, it's almost like a mini superset, right? I believe sometimes combining, we're always working on our weaknesses. You know, most athletes, hamstrings, it's a weak area, right? When you go to the shows, you see most athletes are very dominant in the quad. Most often they get criticized for their hamstring. So how do we mitigate that? Fine. By way of proper mechanics, right? And also putting a bit more attention to it. Most often people would train quads before hamstrings. Mentally they're already drained. There's not much left in the tank. So hence is going to be a lagging logically. So again, solution for it, kind of mix them up so they get equal attention, right? No, it's totally different. Every body part, right? We're trying to get optimum way to really stimulate it, right? So we treat each body part different, right? I'm a big believer of high reps with the legs, you know what I mean? And also the longer you train, you need a lot more push to even, elicit growth, right? So we put in a few little tricks to make it a little bit intense, task our central nervous system, a bit more than usual, right? That's one of the reasons why we like to combine hamstrings and like superset hamstrings and quads together, right?
Are you still able to train every day?
The training, the split's pretty good actually, because it's like good rest. So like Mondays, back, chest, Tuesdays, Wednesday legs, then we rest. So then it's Thursday, shoulders, Friday arms, Sunday rest. So it's a pretty good split. Dealing with people. Yeah, being able to understand people, I would say, is one of the most important things. Yeah, because everyone's so different, and everyone has different views on things. And especially when you're working with a team, I mean, it's so many moving parts. So I feel like, being learning how to deal with people from all walks of life, different situations, I think has been like a challenge that I've actually enjoyed learning from. So I've definitely matured in that sort of field for sure. Yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing what I do sort of on a daily, comment below, and I would love to be able to show you guys. Well, every session was pretty much, right? Because he's pretty competitive, you know what I mean? So when we get going, it's kind of like similar philosophy, right? So heavyweight, high reps, you know what I mean? Just go, you know what I mean? Yeah, I remember. Just go. So I remember hearing about Ben when I was younger. This kid was 18, 19. Yeah, first guy, 18 years old. Squatting plates on plates on plates. Yeah, so he was, we used to really, I think if I'm not mistaken, I made him throw up once earlier on, he came back trying to get me, right? That's cool. But it was always classic. He was one guy where it was just, we would just go high reps, we squat to 20 reps. You know what I mean? We'll go from a plate right up to 20, Throw all the rules out of the, right? Wow. I've always been big in, I believe guys with really good legs all around, squatters, right? So big on squatting, free bar squatting, until your rectus and everything is given out. And then you go to leg presses. I'm not a big fan of leg press, really, 45-degree leg presses and stuff. I would rather do say a single leg, right? I find you put so much weight on there. A lot of the weight is on your hips, right? So I like just squats, hack squats, That was the bread and butter, I mean, it has its place, right? The leg presses, they have their place. But I find the amount of weight you will load on the machine, right? True, yeah. And many times if a guy could do maybe say 10 if an athlete could do 10 plates, each side doing both legs, ideally they should be able to do half the weight with a single leg. However, if you put half, right? So I find so much the hips stabilizing and stuff
So now single leg, as you would do with one of these machines, it's just on its own, right? It just allows you to really, really blast through.
That one Atlantis, one leg was nice.
Yes, the horizontal leg press. Never really believed in so much in frequency. Muscle would grow when it's being rested, right? So if you're really pushing, what do you call it? If you're really pushing hard and turning your legs hard in one session, I never really recovered fast enough to be able to do it twice a week, right? That was just too much volume for me. I'd rather once a week, you know. Some smaller body parts that do recover faster, you might be able to do it for a short while. But overall, you got to manage the workload on your central nervous system, right? So once a week, that's all you really needed. Training hard that it might even take you 3 to 4 days to recover, right? And then you repeat. So I've never really seen, I like proven methodology. I've never really seen guys that they did legs frequent. You know, some guys will say, oh, you know what, my legs are lacking. Let me train it twice a week, and then they were able to really bring it up, right? You know, so.
Yeah, you hit them hard.
Hit them hard, just let it grow. And everybody also is different, right? There's other supplementary stuff that, you know, but I was never really I never recovered fast enough to even entertain, you know, doing it twice a week, right? I feel for my trainers, it would just be too much volume.
Good. Good. Nice.
I always look at something that they're doing, remodify it too, right?
Yeah.
Look at some of the gray areas. Yeah. And I wanted the main focus for lunges was mainly like from glutes and hamstrings, right? So I had to take the weight off the quad, put it more in the.
Yeah, it's cool.
Here we go.
Oh man.
That's it. Make it work.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm strong. Here we go.
That's it. Pause and drive. Nice and smooth. Pause and drive. Don't rush through it. Take your time. Drive. There you go. Pause. Drive. Come on. Pause. Drive. Pause. Now drive through the heel, right? Drive through the heel. There you go. Keep going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Don't rest. Drive through the heel. Good. Drive. Good. A little bit more explosive, right? Slowly going. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Drive. Keep it going. Pause. Drive. Two more. Come on. You got it. Let's go, Noah. Breathe. Come on. You got it. Pause. Drive. One more. Pause. Drive. Beautiful.
My God.
Good set.
Holy shit. Oh.
Good set. Got to make the last set count.
It's good.
The growth set. Got a system where I just introduced Noah to it since we started training, right? Where, with the exception of shoulders and bicep, you elongate. You always have to establish what are you doing with the core, right? Hear about core stability. You know what I mean? So we try to implement it in all your exercises. What do we do with the core? So with the exception of shoulders and bicep, you would elongate, right? So that means that the bicep, you shorten the core, right? As you see, and this is basically taken from the posing mechanic, right? Sport specific, training for bodybuilding, right? How do they pose? They're gonna, right? When they're gonna do, when you see a tricep, it's gonna turn out this way. So you're basically doing the same, using the same principle, right? So for this one, it would be shortening of the core. Most often you would see people would just stay straight. You're losing some of the tension to your lower back, right? So loss prevention. This is not only an injury preventative measure, optimum muscle recuperation in the targeted area, right? But also loss prevention, right?
You're almost thinking like it's a
Yep.
preacher curl.
There you go. This is basically like a preacher, equivalent to a preacher curl of a bicep, right?
Do you think there's a right or wrong way with where the influx of your foot is? Do you think there's a right or wrong way, or do you think
It's more of muscle fiber recuperation. See someone like yourself with very strong calves,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna get in there, almost like what I showed you with the cuffing of the forearm.
Yeah, that's right.
Same thing,
Yeah.
right? So
So you think this is like
this now
so
here,
it's curling in here?
exactly. You know what I mean, so it
Yeah,
allows
makes
it,
sense. Yeah.
right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Do you want it to go like that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Less of the calves coming in, right?
Yeah.
Once you come in here,
That's
the
calf, yeah, you feel the
tibia,
calf, yeah,
everything is all taken, right?
Yeah.
So again, loss
That is
prevention.
the same as like when you're doing the
Exactly,
curl.
right?
So it's
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there you go. Antithesis, right?
yeah.
The first thing you notice is the weight feels a lot heavier, right? All the tension is in the hamstrings. Okay, keep it going, keep it going. Make sure everything is symmetric, right? Keep it going. Let's bring the legs even a bit closer together. Come on. No. Stay tight, right? Glutes pressing hard against the seat. 3, come on. 2, breathe. 1, breathe. Good. Even when you come into the hamstring department, again, competitive sport. So you see what's missing. What the majority of athletes are missing, that's what you want to really bring to the forefront. Many people do the improper mechanics. Hamstrings is very high. There's no development in the lower part of your hamstrings. Same thing like bicep, right? When you shorten it, what's happening? The more muscle you have in your lower, the higher the peak is going to be. You know what I mean? Apply the same to the bicep. You know what I mean? So when you contract it, right? Guys like from Canadian scene, like Ben, right? Ben had, good legs.
I feel like
a lot of guys. Guys like Art Atwood.
wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was another guy.
a while
where-
ago.
Big,
Crazy.
big guy. There are so many. I like Tom Prince also. One of the guys, right? That I watched guys who were very strong and with big legs. And, he was one of them.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen any bigger legs like in person than Antoine's here.
Antoine's is big.
Yeah, his
Like
hamstrings.
right? He's
Yeah.
big, and that's what I'm saying. It's a bit shorter, right? Because he's got, the quad insertion so short, right? So, but by tape wise, I've seen, guys. But then again, it's an illusion sport, right? So
Yeah, Antoine, I feel is all around.
all around, yes.
Girth
yes.
is like the huge,
Yes,
right?
He's got like very structural, like quad wise, beautiful. You understand? So you actually want to match the hamstrings. Hamstrings ideally should be 2/3 the size of your quad. You understand?
so,
And then
right?
also by doing that, it would help him in the side poses. The side poses really shows you what they do in the gym. You know what I mean? So the 2 side poses, side tricep, right, side chest,
Chest, yeah.
it would really bring him up. And then also in the back, he's got more, I call like a swimmer's structure, right? Skeletal structure. So they're shorter. He's taller than me,
Yeah.
but I got longer legs on him,
Okay.
right? So that means he's gonna have a longer torso. So that means that it's gonna take him longer to develop the lats.
Yeah.
Ben was like that. He's like that. Scott Millen is prime example. It would just take longer too, right? So what makes you sometimes kind of, so with him having even been, they said it shows us one in the back, right? So he's got great calves. If you match the glutes, equal amount of, right, glute, and then the hamstrings. Now when you're looking at him, you're gonna say, oh, well, maybe his lower against somebody's upper, right? Now you create that apples and oranges sort of thing. You see what I'm saying? So I think with him, that's what I would do, more glutes and hamstrings, right? And they would just, he'd be 3-dimensional, right?
Well, it used to be like that.
It used to be like that. No, I think it's good in a way, what they have, but if the athlete wants to go in the open, by all means, right?
Yeah.
But I always say the bigger bodybuilder, when all the variables are equal, the bigger bodybuilder is always going to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
right? Like as good as Flex Willis, some of these guys, it's because they're standing next to. When you're standing a guy 5'10", you know what I mean, right? Like you see Big Ramy and what's his name? Hardy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, as much as you want to say, but it's just at the end of the day,
Yeah, it's bodybuilding.
you know, it's a muscle game. Yeah, so it's good. But somebody like, I think the athletes you have the flexibility and the choice. If they want to go in the open,
Yeah.
right?
Which Clarita did, right?
Yeah.
He might be the first guy that actually can switch over.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
And
Might
he
be
won
the-
his first show, right?
Yeah, he might be one of actually the first guy.
I mean, look at Lee Labrada. He was one of my guys.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Because I used to, guys with symmetry, right? I love this posing. So I watch guys like that, you know. And then when you look at him, Mohamed Makaway, also came in second. He was from Egypt. Came in second. Smallest guy, 5'3", if that.
Wow.
But when you look at his musculature, it's like beautiful, you know what I mean? But he had to go against like Lee Haney, and I remember him coming in second, right? So,
Still, that's respectable.
but I think that gives other smaller bodybuilders a chance that, listen, you can't present, I look at it as an art form. Whatever the best God-given structure, bring the best package. Do not let the judges be telling you this is what they're looking for, that's what they're looking for. Because every year it changes, right?
True,
So I look at, you know, what's his name, Perfect Lita Brother. You won't change, you know, beautiful physique, right? And if you look at it, if you judge it like how they used to, symmetry round, he would beat a lot of the guys in symmetry round. When I went against some of these mass monsters, I know I beat them in the symmetry round. You know what I mean? Because it's just like top to bottom, and that's what I predicate my training to be around symmetry. You know what I mean? Everything has to. So that's why I'm very the room for error is, you know, mechanically it's got to be sound, right? Back to the heel. Push, come on. Push, there. Nice.
You keep your feet close together because it's better for stability.
Yeah,
here, right?
you gotta, ideally, you're trying to have them touch. Right?
You mean touching here? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So you're trying to make them touch. Same thing you see when they're on stage. Guys are doing this. So everything is basically mimicking what you're doing on stage, right? Here. So even when you're doing the back pose, they're still squeezing.
Yeah. And then you
Right?
squeeze the glute.
Now, as you squeeze your glutes together, this automatically pops out.
So it's, yeah.
You understand?
Oh man.
So you hear the ILS, the imaginary lats. Same thing, imaginary hamstrings, right? The bar is going down by virtue of his hips pulling as far back as he can. Push. Once the hips stop moving, the bar should stop moving as well. Right? And just hold the stretch, right? It would blow because if you look at structurally, right? Look at the femur. So here,
Check out his ass.
right? So you see from here to here, majority of it should be 2/3, right? So see predominantly coming here and then here. So as big as this hamstring already is, there's room for growth.
Yeah. Always room for growth.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then now with the side poses, it'll make him look lethal. Right?
Yeah.
And again, you see when he's showing him here, what is he doing? Ideally, you're using this leg to push against here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when we're working it, what do we do?
His hamstring's pretty big.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it could be hanging, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mind plays a huge
So that's
role,
why I always
right?
say sport specific, right? When guys are doing stiffies and they're like this, but when they stand on stage, now you notice they're posing, they're doing this.
Yeah.
Fuck that. If I'm literally squeezing them together,
Right in.
and then when I just squeeze my glutes,
Then it flares out.
right? So at times even when you stand and relax, you're like this, that's your X factor. Whereas now they stand like this. They're thinking, so So you see Antoine, I told him, I go, there's levels to this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Guys, it's not a finished product. It's really the thought process right through. So same thing with the posing. The way a guy would pose, it would tell me how good they are in the gym. You know what I mean? Because they're not looking at just a finishing product. Like if he's gonna do abs and thighs, thinking all the calf workouts. You know what I mean? So he's gonna come, he's gonna shake. But if you abs and thighs, it's like fuck. Yeah. That's it. There you go, right? Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a lot of shin raising.
Yeah. Yeah. No one's got shins like that. The tibia, right? So he's showing, you know, he's gonna sweep it. He's gonna show bang. He's gonna bang this way, right? Yeah. So then they go, wow, that guy puts a lot into his. Yeah. But if a guy comes in like this, I know right off the bat, he's suspect in the gym because he's not comfortable, right? So hamstring side hamstring, you know.
This piece is really, when people have really big piece here, this looks good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes what happens, people, they lack the sweep here, but they will fill up this so much. Like
but this is hamstring, right?
They will stun like that. It looks like they have like
that's hamstring though in there, right?
Yeah.
Very serious, right? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's part of the hands, you know, if you look at it. But guys would pose.
I know, right? Because they're trying to get that
they should be touching.
Yeah.
Right? So that's all covered real estate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now for waist that's the X factor. Right? So that's what really shows you how big really you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he's bigger than you, but he's got more taper.
Yeah. How do you stand?
Stand a bit too wide.
Yeah.
And then Antoine's telling me to go a bit
tighter,
but he says to like, don't be scared to bend the knees.
Yeah, yeah.
Create more size. There's a lot of guys that are tall, who can like pose and stuff like that, but he said that you see a lot of guys that they're gonna break the knee a little bit.
Yeah.
But see, what you got to look at is that's where the pose IQ, right? The biomechanics. So now with him, you got to study him. What is his strengths? His legs, right? So you're building a structure from bottom up. So what do? You know what I mean? So right off, you always want to have your hip, everything in line. So the minute he rolls out this way, everything comes out this, right?
Yeah. And with the feet, you want to sweep the floor like that.
Yeah, you want to press out.
But you don't want to go too far because you need your hamstrings touching.
Yeah.
Right?
But you're talking about like just feeling like you're sweeping out.
Just like just doing this.
Yeah, like pushing out like this to bring out the.
Part.
Right?
So you flare the legs and get the arms.
But even better, it's like breakdancing, yeah? You don't have to, the quad, it's always the joint below. That has nothing to do with here. It's the ankle that controls. So if you're trying to fix this here, it's all in the knee.
Yeah, interesting, yeah.
Like breakdancing, you don't have to, you understand? So be able to break.
Like popping locking?
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Right? So it's literally here, same thing with the lateral raises. People are doing this. That has no bearing on your delt. It's the elbow, right? So that's what I mean by you got to know what you have.
Yeah.
And then you're working to hide your weakness, accentuate your strengths. So if he has you on certain, he's going to position, when they call you against him, he has a standard way of doing it. But then when they call you against him, and if I see that you lack hamstrings, even abs and thighs, you're showing, right? You're giving him what he doesn't have.
If I was abs and thighs on stage, I would just look at the other guys and be like, right? Just fucking slap. Just make sure the attention goes on my legs, so their legs are nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's knowing what he has, you know? But if he went against somebody who has more developed quads, then you got to shy away from that.
Do you know the guys when you're on stage? The guys are gonna be like you know what their weaknesses and strengths are?
Yeah, because when I was doing Cali Pro, Max Charles, his strength was like upper body, arms, and just way more density than me here.
Yeah.
But his legs were not that good, and the back, the conditioning, I had him. So from the back, I would be like hamstrings and bang, just flex everything from the bottom up.
Okay.
And I knew he couldn't do that. And from the front, and he was also like a relaxed poser on stage. So it was the opposite. I was like, I was like putting more energy into it. So
that's the compete. That's what's called a compete IQ.
Yeah.
Knowing the competition.
Yeah.
So when I have to study everybody and have the weaknesses and the strengths. This is why I don't like when people say I'm going to win the show. Right? They'll say, what are you going to win it with? So these are all the elements that's going to make you right. So like I go, I want to win. Everybody want to win the show. How am I going to beat you? Right? I have to oppose you. I'll condition you. Right? I'll muscle you. Right?
Presentation.
So when they say you're going to win, right? You know what I mean? Like
there's
same thing with basketball. How are you going to beat me?
The more that I keep on thinking about it, there's just so many like variables in this, eh?
Yeah.
It's like it's just not like eating and working out. You know, it's like 100 things.
All right, so just lunges. Again, primary area we're trying to really get is we've had most of the quad, right? Muscle fiber incorporation. We got a lot of muscle fibers in all the quad, hamstrings, and everything. The tie-ins, right? Advanced level. That's where, right? Where are all the areas that everybody's weakened? Most people are weakened.
Yeah.
Shoulder one, glutes and right, hamstrings, tie-in, right? Yeah. So this is predicated for that area, right? So anything that would go in the quad, we're taking away from it, putting everything here. So ideally, 90-degree angle between the hamstrings and calves, right? Either in the front or in the back, okay?
Squeezes.
Dang.
All the way to here. Let's squeeze.
You squeeze the other leg.
Glute.
Yeah, everything, right?
Both glutes. You go up.
Like he's doing it back to a body.
Because I'm trying to create a 90-degree angle between the the hamstrings and calves. You never squeeze. You can never squeeze one muscle by itself. So that's why, this is what we're doing the lunges. That's why I said everything. Put them together, right? You never squeeze.
Instead of just doing like
All right.
that, you go like
Try
this. Then you go like.
The distance that will give you 90-degree angle between this and this. Okay. So down. So now this also has to be 90 degree, right? Back further, right? Okay, good. But put the weight on the back leg. Right? There you go. Now drive it up like. Good. And then step. And then that same leg leads. Good. Hold it. Don't hold it. Break it down into 4. Right? Good. 1. Right? So 1. That's that same leg steps.
That's 1.
Hold.
2.
Elevate the back heel. Right? Down. 2, 3, up, squeeze and hold, almost
3.
like a back double bicep, right? Right? And then 4. Again, that same leg lead, a little longer. Enough space to give you a 90-degree angle over here. Same thing over here. Okay? And you bend with the back knee, not the front knee, right? Good. Okay. Good, right? Hold it. Right, hold this. Okay, now bend with the back leg. Heel all the way up. In order to do that, your back heel has to be all the way up. Now bend, dip, lower the hips. Down. Now drive it up. Good, there you go. Bang. Right, down. Drop this, yep, there you go.
That's good.
It's
Right.
with the ham and glute.
Yeah, you don't need weight, it's right.
I'm a rookie with this.
Right, so you
I
see
feel like,
glutes, right?
not the greatest with it, but
Glutes and hamstring, right?
Good trick.
Good. Hold it right there, right? So bend back leg. Back leg's doing the work. There you go. Good. Straddle the line and straight directly back, okay? So if you squeeze, see, by squeezing them together, that's what rotates out. By you doing this, that's, right? There you go, right? And then, there you go, right? But see, now, if it's a back pose, they don't see this. There's tension in here, so I want to release that tension from here, put it on that.
So you just go on the leg.
So you need this to go back a bit further, a bit further, right? And then straighten this a bit more, and jack that heel all the way up. Squeeze the glutes and hamstrings together. You understand? So the weight is on that leg, right? There's no need for this. They don't see this. They're only seeing, so shift all your weight to the back leg, right? You notice how you get a glute like a pump.
But if you're on it like that, it's going to be contracted for sure. Yeah.
Right? So what are they doing? When that alone, where guys win in the shows. They want to see if you're really conditioned, your glutes and hamstrings. So think of the whole exercise, right? This whole leg workout, that area is, right?
yeah.
So,
The back shots.
you understand? Bang. You see, so when you're doing this, nobody sees, right? You're putting weight on here. Nobody sees this.
By doing that, you're getting like, it's like going over the line doing this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right,
you.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because remember also that the higher the stages, the more you could tilt.
So let's say this is the line.
Yeah.
I go back like that,
Yes.
then I go like this.
No.
I'm
So here, from
literally
here. No. Yeah. Right. So always be in a straight line. Think of symmetry.
Yeah.
When you go to a room and a painting is tilted this way.
crooked, yeah.
Right. So when guys start doing this, that's not a sign of a great poser. Everything has to be like line. So everything is straight, right? And literally back here. That's what I say. What happens when he poses? So I'm here now. When I squeeze it together, what happens?
Flares out.
Right?
Yeah.
See how there's no tension on this leg. It's all in the back leg. Think of the heel. Think of the, especially for you, right? Heel all the way up, right? And then put this back, right? So put the leg, that leg forward, a bit more forward, yeah? A bit more, right? And then put all your weight in the back leg. That's it, right?
Yeah. It even looks more solid. It looks more like
right?
symmetry, you know, like.
There you go.
And
So,
there's no
you
space.
see, this is
or
where
anything.
the guys don't realize men's physique or classic. Look, it was derived. Everything was derived by the bodybuilder. We do quarter turns. It wasn't now that they're teaching quarter turns. So I find guys are doing this.
Yeah, because
That is the finished product. Yeah. So you go from here and it transition when you're squeezing, transition into this. Same thing, this. So guys, sometimes when they pose, how much real estate did they cover? When they pose, nothing happens. They actually look smaller. So if I'm standing this way and I'm posing and I came out here, now I'm covering more real estate. It's like, whoa, they accentuate small waist, broad, right?
Yeah, we collected Antoine through the mix
A
there.
little left over.
A little bit there. Yeah, it was a really good leg workout. I think we still need to do a couple more sets here, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. I learned a lot from Mike. I've been learning a lot from Mike the last couple of weeks. So if you guys enjoyed that, comment below, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. More coming.